This is Grammar Points 5-2, Lesson 43, which is on subject-verb agreement. Although you've probably studied subject-verb agreement many times, it's actually a very tricky idea that can be even confusing for people who grew up speaking the language. Whenever you speak or write in English, you're going to use subjects and predicates. These are the two parts that make up a sentence. Each predicate starts with a verb. And the verb and the predicate and the subject that you use have to agree. If it's a singular subject, it has to be a singular verb. If it's a plural subject, it has to be a plural verb. This can get a little confusing, these terms, because you're familiar that, like in this word dog, there's no S on it. So you know this is a singular noun because there's no S. However, chases, there is an S, but this is a singular verb. The S on the word means that it's singular. It matches dog. Dog chases. It's a singular noun, and it's a singular verb. On the other hand, on the example below, dogs, the S indicates this is a plural noun or a plural subject. Chase, there is no S. This is a plural verb. The verbs only have to agree when they're in the present tense. You do not have to worry about it if you're using past tense verbs. You've got a singular noun, girl, talked. The girl talked. You have girls talked. They're the same. You don't have to change anything. On the other hand, if you're using helping verbs that match or that go along with the main verb, then you do have to worry about subject-verb agreement. Take a look at the first example here. The girl has talked to me. Girl is singular, so has also has to be singular. Talked, this is the past participle. It does not change. You just keep it as the past participle. The second example, the girls have talked. Because girls is plural, the helping verb have also has to be plural. In the examples below that, the first helping verb in the pair of helping verbs, if there's more than one, has to be taken care of. So the girl has been talking to me. You don't have to worry about been or talking, but has to match the subject girl, or have has to match the subject girls. But been and talking doesn't change. This rule does not apply to words that already appear in the past tense, such as can, could, shall, should, may, might, will, would, and must. That these words you don't have to conjugate, or you don't have to match with the subject. So we see in the first example, the girl could talk to me. Girl is singular. Could does not change. And girls is plural. Could does not change. Using pronouns can also be a little bit confusing for the words I and you. Clearly, if it's he, that's singular, so he talks makes sense, and we, that's more than one person, so we talk. You have a plural, we, and talk, a plural verb. Okay, that makes sense. But when you use I and you have to use the plural verb form. So, he, she, and it all use the singular form. We and they, I and you use the plural form. You have to use the plural form of the verb with these. Just like we talk, I talk, you talk. But you would say he talks, she talks, it talks. It doesn't make sense, but you have to memorize this exception to the rule. If the subject is compound, it doesn't matter how many words there are, if the subject is compound, then you have to consider the subject as being plural. In the example, you see the ranger sees a bear. The camper sees a bear. Both the ranger and the camper are singular, but when you put them together, they become plural. So the ranger and the camper, now becoming plural, see the bear. You use a plural form of the verb. This is not the case if you use or nor as a conjunction, because if you're using and, it's A and B, so they're both included. When you say or nor, you're choosing one out of the pair. it's not A and B, it's A or B, or not A nor B. So you're not including both of the subjects. Look at the first example. The ranger or the camper sees the bear. So ranger is singular, camper is singular. You're only including one. It's this one or this one. So the verb does not change from a singular verb. Ranger sees, camper sees. The same thing goes if those subjects are plural. The rangers or the campers. It doesn't matter which one is chosen. The rangers see, the campers see. Both of these match the verb. There is a problem, however, if one of these subjects is singular, for example, and the other one is plural. In the first example, ranger is singular, campers is plural. So you can say the ranger and the campers, or the ranger or the campers. Neither the ranger nor the campers. You could say this in a sentence. In that case, which verb are you going to use? The rule in this case is you look at the subject that is closest to the verb and make that match. So rangers way over here, it's the ranger or the campers. Don't include ranger. Just think campers see. So campers is plural, so see is also going to be plural. Look at this example. The rangers or the campers sees the bear. Rangers is plural, camper is singular, so you're going to use a singular verb in this case. On the last one here, the rangers, the explorers, or the camper sees the bear. So rangers is plural, explorers is plural, camper is singular, so you use a singular verb. A final common problem when using subject-verb agreement is prepositional phrases. A quick review of prepositional phrases. A prepositional phrase is a group of words that begins with a preposition and ends with a noun. Some examples: on the car, at the brown house, about him, over that last big hill, and to a sweet someone. So each one of these begins with a preposition. Each one ends with a noun. There might be various modifiers in there, such as brown and last and sweet, but the confusion comes from this last noun. You might think that you have to make that noun match with the verb that follows it. It'll make more sense if you look at this example here. The car with many riders were speeding around the curve. If you're not paying attention, you look at riders were. Oh, it makes sense. Riders is plural. We're going to use the plural verb. But actually, riders are not the subject of this sentence. Car is the subject of the sentence. The car was speeding around the curve. So car is a singular noun, so this has to be a singular verb. If you look down here, the car, singular noun, with many riders, was speeding around the curve. Now you have a singular noun with a singular verb. It's a good rule if you're looking at sentences and you're trying to find the subject and verb and match subject-verb agreement, is cross off or put in parentheses the prepositional phrases so that you know what to exclude when you're looking at the verb.